Hello friends, those back pages here. I hope you're well. So there's been some ruckus, which seems to be a semi-annual thing with the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame. My previous episode, I let my ballot be known. So if you've not had a chance to see that yet, go ahead and take a look. Excuse me. But I think a lot of people are, as always, are hung up on the Hall of Fame aspect, terminology of the whole thing. And believe it or not, before the pandemic, and I know a lot of you watching were with me here before the pandemic, before, everything went batshit crazy price-wise. And I've talked about it before, how I had some friends that 3 years ago this time, sold pretty much everything because they knew in their heart of hearts that everything was going to crash and die. As far as cards go, well, we all know how that turned out. So, long before some big blowhard channels came around and decided to exploit you viewers by, connect with me on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, or wherever, click my links, make me money, let me use you for views and financial gain, subs. So yes, Mike Moynihan, the baseball collector, started the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame as a way to spread the word about other channels that people might not have heard of. I know I found it useful, and I know other people did too. So don't let people with a very large platform disparage you from enjoying who you're viewing. So I've got some mail to show off, including the 3 Rick Grimes figures you see in the background have been picked up since 2 episodes ago. The one on the right proved to be a pain in the ass to find. It's 8 years old, but you wouldn't think. The 2 to the left of that are older and they're easier to find. Yeah, there's just something about that red machete. I kind of wish that McFarlane still had the Walking Dead license. Actually, I wish Topps, I guess Top, but I wish Cryptozoic was still making Walking Dead cards. I have actually my second trip around the sun as far as the authenticity program goes. We're going to do a live opening here. Should be no surprises when I open that up. But I know you guys like baseball, so I'm going to show off some baseball that I got in. And before I show off the baseball, I did get a gift from a friend of mine. And very, very generous gift. Somebody that, I learned from the sports card community. I learned of through Twitter, not through YouTube, but through the card community. We've become friends. I'm very grateful that he's my friend. So he sent me this. It's from 1908. Felix Potvin, I believe you pronounce it. Claude Monet. It's a blank back. It's got some edge damage there on the side, accounting for the assigned grade, which appears to be accurate. Yeah, thanks, brother. I really appreciate having this in my collection. It's, you know, the hockey in me said, oh, Felix Potvin. It's not Felix Potvin, but Felix Potvin, I don't know how you pronounce his name. But that's the brand of the manufacturer, probably cigarettes or something. But, you know, it's a really cool card. Just happy to have it in my collection. So every time I see it, I think of my friendship, which has come through the card community, which people seems to be the cool thing to do to piss on now. Because I don't have, you know, 5,000 subs or a million minutes of views. But, you know, I've been doing this incarnation of the channel for going on 6 years. And overall, since 2006. So. But, you know, I guess it doesn't matter. Let's see. Baseball. Let's see. I picked up some... let's start with this one. Since J-Rod's rookie card was 2021 Bowmans best, you know, I feel free to pick up any 2022, you know, second year MLB cards that catch my eye. And this one I picked up a while ago, but no, I guess not that long ago. And it reminds me of the show from last year because it was a redemption from the show. From, I think, the silver packs or whatever it is. I didn't participate, but this is a nice looking team color match type of thing. You know, it is numbered to 99. And a fine 9. You know, homage to 52 tops. Good looking card. Happy to have that in the collection. Let's see, more guys that from 2021 Bowman's best. Yes, let's do that first. But 2022 tops, Flagship, because now we must add Flagship when we talk about it because of the bazillion different releases they put out. Because money, money, money. But anyway, I do like the tops gold. And, you know, back in 2019, Series 1, Topps Golds were 1 in 5 packs. I want to say for this past 2022 Series 1, I think they were 1 in 38. I guess I should have looked that up before I sat down. But I do believe they're on the way. They'll be at least when the 2023 comes out next month, there'll be at least 1 in 48 packs. So every other box will have one. So we've gone from having, you know, 6 per box in 2019 to half of 1 per box in 2023. So keep that in mind when you're buying these. You know, I just picked up another superstar base veteran for $5. But, you know, what I'm going to show off now are not $5 cards, but from Series 1 2022, I wound up picking up this CSG 9 Wander Franco. You know, right around the cost of a hobby box. I tried to pick this up over the summer last year and had no luck for 2.5 times. 2.25 times what I wound up paying for this. So you wait it out. I mean, these are numbered to 2022, the year of release. They started numbering these in 2001 with Ichiro and Pujols. rookies, which I'm fortunate enough to own. And it's every year they were numbered to 2001, and then every year they add another number to the end. So the ones that come out next month will be numbered to 2023, etc. I think this is a very affordable rookie year parallel. Sometimes rookie card parallel, not for 2022, but I think that these are, like I said, they've come out since 2001. So there's the Franco, it looks great, and the CSG holder. Here's a from 2022 Topps Update, Spencer Torkelson in a fine 9. I got this one for the price of a blaster. Already slabbed up. Really can't beat that. If he turns out to not make it, you know, it goes in the collection with the other, you know, the other first year parallels, the Cody Bellingers. You know, the other failed prospects, Bregman, stuff like that. It goes right into the pile. Also from 2022 Update, Julio Rodriguez. This is a fantastic photo. No doubt about it. The image on this is great. The image on the Torque is great. You know, again, numbered to 2022 on the back. Amazing photo. His third flagship release. Finally, from 2022 Update, Topps Gold, Bobby Witt Jr. Again, another amazing photograph. Kind of theme going there, kind of, with these two and with Torkelson to an extent, but certainly a theme going with these two. Great imagery on that, no doubt. Hats off the Topps on the imagery on that. I added a couple of Otanis to the collection. You know, if I can add Otani and it's cheap, I'm going to add it. Here's one I picked up that you don't really see every day. And it's from 2019 Topps Transcendent. It's the base card. There are no parallels to this. They're numbered to 100 that year. They vary. They vary from year to year. I think 100 is probably the highest it's ever been, if I'm being honest. But number 29 of 100. There are no parallels. It's a very thick card, which kind of drew me to it because I've never owned, you know, an oversized card in a CSG holder. I'm fairly impressed. I mean, I'd rather this than the baggie, that's for sure. And say no to baggies, ban the baggie. But yeah, so happy to have that in the collection, and it's actually a Mint Plus 9.5. And I guess that lower non-gem mint sign grade kind of kept the price down. So no complaining, being able to add that to the collection. See, another Otani I picked up. This is one I wanted. Again, over last summer, I was not able to land one of these. I tried a couple of times and they went way out of my range. And last week I hit up an auction. Well, one came up at auction and I was able to win it. And it's this 2020 Topps Chrome Gold Refractor. Not that Ben Baller crap, not the Wave. Good old OG Gold Refractor. These are getting tougher and tougher to find. They're numbered to 50 annually. And I have shown it before. I have a 2019 Topps Chrome #1 Otani hitting PSA 8. I don't have an 18 because first it's mega expensive and second he's pitching. So I will not be chasing the 2021 because he is pitching. I am trying to find a 2022 Topps Chrome Gold, but it's proving to be difficult in non-gem slab form. I'm trying to stay away from raw cards. That's just me. That's probably my most controversial hobby take, is that raw cards don't count. I know I'm fairly alone on that island, and I'm fine with it. But this just a great looking card. Very Topps Chrome Gold is it is self-explanatory. Before I get to that stuff, I cannot express enough that you want to you see auctions, snipe it, put your bid in. You never know where you're going to win. You're not going to win if you don't try. So, a couple quick cards I picked up in auction form. A couple of wrestling guys. The Rock Blue Prism from 2022 Select. These are numbered to 199 on the back. Even the centering's not very good on this, but even the numbering on the back, the centering is off center, left to right. But again, this was $23 in a 9, already slabbed up. Again, it's a 9, so it's shunned upon because it's not a gem mint 10. It's not gem mint 10. Hey, they cry, I buy. One other, actually, I won this other card from the same seller. So that even adds to it because you save on shipping. And it's a 2022 Select WWE Purple Prism, which is purple and green are not very popular. It's a PSA 9. I just wanted to point out the etching is incredible. Pants, the letters on the shirt, the patch on the armband, that all has etching. So they can do it. Topps refuses because they don't want to spend the money. But that's just and it looks even better off the internet. And these are numbered, by the way, to 75. And I won this at auction for $11. I'm not a big Cena guy, kind of after my time. Kind of stopped in the late 90s. But I know who he is. I respect his career. And a card numbered to 75 for $11 because it's only a 9. Yes, please. Okay. Let's see. In 2011, The Walking Dead, the first season had ended. The comic started in 2003, so this is their 20th anniversary. But the show started in 2010, and most people just know the show, which is a shame, but it is what it is, right? So, after the first season was a success, Cryptozoic said, hey, we're going to make cards for the first season. This is a promotional card for the first season. And it says it there. All new trading cards set based on the hit television series from AMC. Look for randomly inserted autograph and costume cards. Summer 2011. I'm not sure exactly how this was distributed, but it says non-sports card show. So, yeah. So the first series, season 1, it came out. Cards evidently, from what I wasn't paying attention at the time. But they turned out to be very popular. And, you know, they went on to make subsequent seasons. But, you know, much like everything else, it's all about the original. But for some reason, probably financially driven, Andrew Lincoln, who played Rick Grimes, did not have an autograph card in the season 1 release. He had this base card, which I think I've shown this on the channel before. I've had this a very long time. I've had this probably since maybe even 2012 or 13 at the latest. It's PSA 8.5. It's card number 2. Card number 1 in this set is a checklist. So that kind of... And I had that and I put it away with my non-sport stuff. And, you know, I wouldn't say I've been bored with sports stuff, because, you know, I showed you the stuff I've picked up recently. But I like to dabble in everything. I'm a big believer in always learning, and you can never know too much. And hats off to the people that can only collect baseball. I can't. I've tried, but I can't. So they had, like I said, Andrew Lincoln didn't sign for season 1 set. But they did have a costume card. So I went ahead and picked one of those up. And, as far as I could tell, this is the only version. There was a redemption version, numbered to 18, that had patches from the sleeve, I believe it is. They actually chopped up the patch and put it in there. I've seen some nice ones on eBay in the sold section for a lot of money. This one's cool. It has you can kind of see the shadow going through. It has a seam from somewhere on the, I'm pretty sure it's this shirt or one. I don't know how many shirts they used in season 1. It says it on the back that this card contains authentic piece of wardrobe worn by Andrew Lincoln as Rick Grimes from the premiere season of The Walking Dead. Is that true? You never know. But you have to enjoy the card for what it is. You know, do I wish it was horizontal? Vertical? Yes, but nothing you can do about that. Well, you can not buy it. So season 1, like I said, the wax was a resounding success, and they went ahead and made a season 2 release, and that featured, Andrew Lincoln's first autograph. And all the cryptozoic autographs are on card, which matters, because Topps are going to top, so they did stickers. So I don't have one of those yet. I've tried to land it a couple of times, and it just has not happened, because they're not what I would call cheap, and especially for a raw copy, they're not. Of course, there's been some sold BGSs, but they sold over the summer when I wasn't interested. So it's something I'm always keeping an eye out for. So then season 3, part 1, wax cards. Season 3, part 1 cards came out. They started splitting it into 2 releases. Now, that's never good, but it is the best way to make money. So what we have in here, unless they screwed it up somehow, it's going to be Andrew Lincoln from season 3, part 1. Okay, why is that like that's? I guess they're giving. It's never nice. It's never good to see an empty magnetic. But I think the seller might have shipped it to them in the magnetic. At least I hope so. Okay, let's see. This is going to be upsetting if it's not in here. No. That's a good sign. And there it is. Trying not to knock everything over. These are very nice, I'll be honest. This has a magnetic in it that closes up. But, you know, that's just adding to expenses that, you know, probably could go elsewhere. Let's see, it's got the void if damaged. This is void now. Not particularly worried. So there it is. Season 3. Rick Grimes. Andrew Lincoln is Rick Grimes. This is the prison arc. Fantastic arc. Oh, so many good memories. And I think that's a lot of why I've been buying these. Because the show ended in November. And you know, I've been getting very nostalgic about it, you know, without spoiling it too much. But you know, I find myself there's always so many new shows to watch, right? But I find myself just, you know, technology has changed, and there's like literally these young people that are, you know, making high quality YouTube videos, like movie type videos. So I find myself watching like mini documentaries and stuff, like the life of Rick Grimes and stuff like that. And it's just clips from the show that I've seen 4 or 5 times each, but you know, 15, 20 minutes on YouTube. All right, I'll watch that. And then you get sucked in. And then before you know it, it's time to go to sleep. So like I mentioned that they were, you know, releasing in series. These part 1 and part 2, Cryptozoic, and then they did a part 2 for season 3, and then part 4 at season 4 they did in 2 parts, and then they lost the license to Topps. And then from 5, 6, and 7, and 8, I think up to season 8, because it did the series was 11 seasons. But you know, Topps took it over after season 4, and they started using stickers and all that typical Topps crap. But I did pick up this season 4, you know, Rick Grimes auto. This is from part 1. I think it's from part 1. You know, unfortunately, you know, it's horizontal, but you know, it's cool. And he inscribed Rick there on the bottom. So I was able to pick this up, you know, relatively cheap in the grand scheme of things. You know, I don't think I think that time is going to be kind to The Walking Dead. I know the series is over now, but you know, I wouldn't count, you know, on it going away, like being forgotten. It's kind of embedded in pop culture. So again, that doesn't really, that's neither here nor there as far as the collecting goes, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the hunt, having a good time. So, you know, leading through these, finding these Andrew Lincoln, you know, Rick Grimes stuff, you know, it got me to thinking about my favorite show of all time, which is not The Walking Dead, because The Walking Dead is amazing, and But The Walking Dead is comic book first. First and foremost will always be comic book. And that's not going to change. But my favorite show of all time, some of you may or may not know, is Lost. And I think Lost gets a bad rap. We can talk about that another time, but everyone focuses on how they didn't like the ending. And I like to think about it. The Walking Dead, same criticism. Walking Dead had 11 seasons. Lost had 6. But Lost was on from 2004 until 2010. It was a different time back then. I want you to remember that. Binge watching wasn't really a thing. Stuff like that. So I guess the point being is that you want to have fond memories. Like a player with a long career, like Pujols. No one thinks about his 2014, 2016, 2018. They think about the early years with the Cardinals, and then they did this farewell tour where he hit a bunch of home runs this past season. So, while everything might not be, sunshine and roses, the overall mass body of work is fantastic. So, Lost being my favorite show, years ago, I picked up, if you don't know anything about the show, or this is all Greek to you, but years ago I picked up this, Michael Emerson autograph. He played Ben Linus. And there's 2 different horizontal. I think this is from the 3rd season release, Inkworks. But, they had a Henry Gale version, but I wanted the Ben Linus because that's who he is. I was fortunate enough to meet Mike Emerson, and I was briefly met Andrew Lincoln once. But so I've had this for a long time. And my favorite character on the show, he didn't have, an official Lost autograph while the Lost product was coming out, while it was still on the air. They made an archives. They made an archives version where they put some of the other actors. They never did a Hurley autograph or a Jack autograph. The actors, I don't think, were ever interested in signing autographs. But they did make a Locke autograph. So I finally tracked one down. Terry Quinn played John Locke. It tells you there on the back. And this wasn't so easy to track down. Now, he has been in many, many shows, Star Trek and some other shows I'm forgetting, where you can buy, one of the Terry O'Quinn as one of those other characters for, $15, but it's not the same as John Locke. So, very happy to have this in the collection, with the Andrew Lincoln, Rick Grimes, to have Rick Grimes and John Locke autographs. I'm going to proudly display these in my display case. I'm going to put this one in a magnetic, line them up, have a good time, enjoy what I'm collecting. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters most. You enjoy what you're collecting. Because if it all goes to crap, you still have your collection.